You don't need to be tough all the time. The psychology of emotional freedom and healing. You've been strong for a long time. Strong enough to keep going when you were exhausted. Strong enough to smile when something inside you is breaking. Strong enough to carry pain quietly because you didn't want to be a burden. But here's a question no one asks you often enough. What if strength isn't about being tough all the time? What if the version of you that's always holding it together is actually the one keeping you from healing? In a world that rewards toughness, emotional control, and silence, many people learn to survive by shutting down parts of themselves. We call it discipline. We call it resilience. We call it maturity. But psychology tells a different story. True emotional freedom doesn't come from being unbreakable. It comes from being honest with yourself first. Today, you're going to explore why you don't need to be tough all the time, what emotional toughness actually costs you, and how real healing begins when you allow yourself to soften. 1. Why? We learn to be tough. Most people don't become emotionally tough by choice, become tough by necessity. Maybe you grew up in an environment where emotions weren't welcomed. Maybe you learned early that crying didn't change anything. Maybe you were praised for handling it and criticized for being sensitive, so you adapted psychologically. This is called emotional armor, a defense mechanism designed to protect you from pain, rejection, or disappointment. And at first, it works. Being tough helps you survive chaos. It helps you stay functional under pressure. It helps you avoid vulnerability when vulnerability feels unsafe. But here's the part most people miss. The coping mechanism is not the same as a healthy, long-term strategy. What protects you during a storm can quietly suffocate you in calm weather. Over time, emotional toughness can turn into emotional numbness. Stop feeling the highs, not just the lows. You stop expressing needs, not just complaints. And without realizing it, you begin to confuse suppression with strength too. The hidden cost of always being strong on the surface. You look composed, capable, reliable, stable, but internally, something else is happening. Psychology shows that chronic emotional suppression doesn't make feelings disappear, pushes them underground. And buried emotions don't dissolve, they leak. They leak into your body as tension, into your mind as overthinking, to your relationships as distance, irritability, or emotional walls. Many people who are strong struggle with feeling disconnected from themselves, difficulty asking for help, emotional exhaustion without knowing why. A constant sense of pressure to perform or hold it together, being tough all the time, creates an unspoken rule. I can't fall apart. And when you believe you're not allowed to fall apart, you never fully relax. You're always bracing, always alert, always guarding. Healing requires safety, and constant toughness is the opposite of safety. 3. Emotional freedom is not weakness. One of the biggest myths about emotional freedom is that it makes you weak. In reality, emotional freedom makes you flexible. Emotionally free people are not those who feel less. They are those who allow themselves to feel without judgment. They don't shame themselves for sadness. They don't panic when fear shows up. They don't pretend they're fine when they're not. From a psychological perspective, emotions are information, not commands. They tell you what matters. They signal unmet needs. They highlight where healing is needed. When you stop fighting your emotions, something surprising happens. They pass faster. Resistance creates intensity. Acceptance creates movement. Emotional freedom isn't about collapsing into feelings, about letting them flow through you instead of trapping them inside. For the strength of softness there, it's a quieter kind of strength that doesn't get much attention. The strength to say, I'm not okay. The strength to rest without guilt. The strength to admit you're tired of being strong. Softness doesn't mean you stop having boundaries. It means you stop punishing yourself for being human. Psychologically, healing happens when the nervous system learns it is safe again. And safety doesn't come from force, it comes from gentleness. When you allow yourself to soften, your body releases tension, your mind becomes clearer, your emotions regulate naturally. Softness allows integration. Toughness creates division. You don't heal by dominating your inner world. You heal by listening to it. 5. letting go of the strong identity for many people. Strength becomes an identity. I'm the strong one. I don't need help. I can handle it. And while that identity may have protected you once, it can also trap you. Healing often requires grief, not just for past pain, but for the version of yourself that had to grow up too fast, stay quiet too long, or carry too much alone. Letting go of constant toughness doesn't mean abandoning responsibility. It means redefining strength. Strength can look like taking a break before burnout, speaking your truth, calmly allowing support. Without shame, feeling deeply, without losing yourself. You don't lose your edge when you soften. You gain depth. 6. Healing is not a performance one. The most exhausting parts of being tough is feeling like you're always being watched even when you're alone. Am I handling this well enough? Am I reacting the right way? Am I strong enough yet? Healing isn't about performing recovery. It's about creating honesty. Some days healing looks like growth. Other days it looks like rest. And sometimes it looks like sitting with feelings you've avoided for years. Psychology reminds us, progress is not linear. And emotions are not problems to solve. They're experiences to process. You don't have to prove your strength to heal. You just have to allow yourself to be real. 7. What happens when you stop being tough all the time? When you stop forcing strength, something shifts. You become more present, more connected, or at ease in your own skin. You respond instead of react. You express instead of suppress. You trust yourself more, not because you're invincible, but because you're honest. Emotional freedom isn't about never hurting again. It's about knowing you can face pain without abandoning yourself, and that might be the strongest thing of all. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to sit with it. You don't need to change everything today. Awareness is already a step toward healing. On this channel, Awaken Mindset, we explore emotional strength, self-awareness, and the psychology behind real inner freedom, not the kind that looks good on the outside, but the kind that feels peaceful on the inside. If you want to continue this journey, stay with us. Watch another video. Reflect a little deeper. Most importantly, give yourself permission to rest from being tough all the time. Because healing doesn't ask you to be stronger. It asks you to be kinder to yourself.